If you like this video, please click like, share it, subscribe, buttons down there. Just press it once. I need to get 20,000 subs. And if you want coaching with me, Nottingham Online, all the information is in the bio. How you doing? All right? So World Championship's just finished. Great tournament. And Shaun Murphy lost in the final in a decider. Stars aligned for the other guy. But a fantastic effort. But one thing we did notice about Shaun and his game was, and just for recently he's been doing it, is his breakoff. Now, I thought about doing a video about a breakoff, exciting stuff. But Shaun, I think, may have invented a new shot, because the original breakoff for years has been the last red, half ball with right hand side. But recently you have seen a few diversions from that. Players have been going, well, Mark Williams did the from behind it, landing on it, just dropping onto it. And then I've seen a few players hit really thin on the last red and coming off two cushions behind the bulk colours. But the problem with that is you could hit a bulk colour on the way back onto bulk. So Shaun has invented this new breakoff, which is funny because it's a sort of breakoff you see players do down the club that can't play. But to be fair to him, I think it's pretty good. So I've played it a few times here from a few different positions, and then we see what the white's done from a few different angles. So you just unpick what's happening. Check this out. Right, here we go, the breakoff, or Shaun's new breakoff. So a few problems with the breakoff. Now, you've seen a few different breakoffs recently. Mark Williams was doing the off the back of the pack into the reds, and then there was eventually moving the reds through a few safety shots. And the reason he's doing that is because the game nowadays, players are really good long potters, and with the cloths, it's very hard when you break off with the traditional break off, last red, half ball, it's hard for you to hide behind the green if you're coming from the yellow side because of the slippiness, the slidiness of the cushions. On your club tables, you probably can make it behind the green easily because it will go sort of check a little bit or not go as wide. So when it comes off these cushions here, especially, it will go wider instead of sort of that angle. And then when it comes off that side rail there, it will sort of go wider instead of sort of like narrower like that. And that, again, you can hide behind the green, or sometimes you can get behind the brown, which again on pro tables, because of that slippiness, you can't do that. So the white a lot of the time lands around this area here, and because you've knocked a red over there, they leave the long red, and as you see, they pot them balls now. So players are getting a bit annoyed with breaking off, because breaking off used to be a bit of an advantage. You can put your opponent in trouble, but now, again, you can do it sometimes, but generally you can't actually put them in a load of trouble, but you can hide the reds so that they have to play a safety shot. The best you can hope for is in playing a dump shot. But again, like I say, players are putting them long reds. So Shaun has come out with this break-off that is a bit more attacking than Mark's. Mark's was obviously quite negative. He can't leave anything, and hoping that the reds move themselves eventually. But with Shaun, he's going the other way. He's getting the reds right open. I'm hitting the ball, hitting the pack at a different spot so that it can bring the white wider and get behind the green. Now I'll just play the traditional break-off first, and then I've got to set them up again. So the traditional break-off, people will move, you know, what suits them, where they put the white in between the colours there. I go nearer the brown, and I go right of centre, so this is right-hand side, and then go just above centre, and then hopefully I can sort of swing it round behind the green like this. I'm not quite hit it hard enough, but you see, that's the problem there. And you'll see with that angle, the camera angle there, how that reacts off the red while I set them up. We're back. So set them up again. Now I'm going to play the Shaun Murphy breakoff, hopefully play it well. Now you see on the traditional breakoff, I hit the last red half ball with right hand side, and although I didn't quite hit it hard enough there, the line was pretty good. It was not bad. But you see in that traditional breakoff, I left the long red, and you know, in today's game they knock them in. So it's a bit annoying, especially you leaving a shot to nothing as well. It's not even a shot where they're committing. They can play it with a bit of safety in mind, which takes the pressure off it. And like I say, the players are disappointed to miss that nowadays. So that's why Shaun's going to stop doing that, because it's very annoying. So he has thought he's going to play this thicker. So he's hitting the third red, well, the middle red of the 5 on the side of the pack, about quarter, well, just thin, about quarter ball, I think. That's when I've practiced it. That's where I get the best sort of outcome. So what that means is he's hitting the pack sort of here instead of sort of the last one. So he's hitting the fuller part of the pack, which means more reds are going to move. So although players are upset about leaving reds, what he's going the other way, he's moving more reds, and because he's hitting it thicker, the white comes wider angle. And you can get it behind the green easier. Also, now obviously he is risking putting more reds over the hole or near the hole. But if one don't go over the hole, the good thing about this breakoff is he's getting the white in a spot here where he's got more chance of hiding if they do. Plus, with there being more reds open, it's stopping people play safe, because reds are going towards this rail here. Now, when you're playing safe, if there's a group of reds, if you've got a red around here, you will use that, because if you leave a safety shot there, if they're going to clip off the side of the pack, that red is always looming on the way to catch the white on the way back. Now, with this breakoff, it knocks reds over there most of the time. So what that means is he's putting reds over there as like a trapper red. So when they bring it over here, they probably can't go this side. So even if they can play a safety shot, the red's stopping them. So it's left players in a bit of a pickle where they've got to play a dump shot. And again, because a lot of reds moved, sometimes they can leave reds in the middle and things like that. So it is it is quite a good idea, to be fair. I'll give him his due there. But I think that the risk of it is that you are moving more reds. And if you hit it thick, if you don't quite catch it right, you can sometimes move a red this way and catch it on the way back, which I've done a couple of times. So you are running the risk of hitting it slightly too thick and then probably hitting the jaws. But if you can catch that, say that third red down, quarter ball, it's not a bad break-off, I'm not going to lie. Because, like I say, with the other one, you virtually, most of the time, leave some. So here we go. I think that's why he was putting the white there. That's where I've got the most success. Now, obviously, this is going to play slightly different. This table's about 7 or 8 week old, so it's newish, but it's not super slidey. Again, with a break-off, the slidier the tables, the harder it is to play the traditional one well. On a stickier table, on a heavier cloth, you can get it down there. But this is playing similar to what they've been playing like when they're brand new. So you can play a similar shot. So let me try it. So right hand side, third one down. Look, now the balls haven't moved very well, to be honest. So that's my first attempt at it. But again, you see I've got behind the green and I haven't knocked one over there. I mean, I've left a safety shot there, but obviously they're not going to pop one from there. So I'm going to have a few more attempts at it and see where we go. But first attempt, not too bad. It's annoying setting them up. Let's go again. So I'm going to try a bit different now. So I'll put the white there. I'm going to go a little bit further towards the middle of those colours there. So I'm hitting it fuller, aren't I? And let's see, and again, we'll see that picture from there, what happens to the white. So again, right hand side. There we go. So that's better. It's a bit hard, but I've got behind the green. So playing it from a bit further over here, it's a fuller contact. So I'm moving more reds because I'm going into them rather than sort of glancing away from them. That's moved a lot more reds. Now I have knocked reds over there, but I'm lucky enough to hide them there. Again, with moving more reds, as daft as it sounds, it's actually making, there's more congestion. So even if I leave that red here, if I don't get there, I'm leaving a red, but I can't do a lot, you know. I mean, unless I want to just pot the red and hope that I can in the black or land on the black luckily. And again, that's a high risk shot. Players won't want to play that. So even if I'm leaving the red, because I'm moving the red, like that shot, you don't want to be going for it anyway, really. I mean, players might be forced into it, but you see, they'll probably play safe from there. So again, you're not leaving that shot to nothing. So again, he might be right. As much as it's killing me, he might be right. I'm going to try it again, and you'll also see how the white moves look. It's getting boring now. Right, so I'm play it again, but I'm going to go further that way. So the first one was about there, second one's about there, about midway point, and now I'm going to go a bit further towards the yellow. Obviously from this side it'd be opposite, but here we go. So I'm going to hit that same red again, that third red down, quite a lot of right hand side, and I'm going really into them now. So I'm expecting them to go everywhere. I don't know about that one. So I've obviously left that red, long red there. That goes. I've not left anything in there, and even though it's dead straight, not going to do much with that. Probably a bit lucky to leave that straight. But again, apart from that red, you know, I'm not leaving. I think the best thing that I'm finding with it is even if I do leave a red, I can't do much with it. And it's trapping people come back the other side. So from this position here, I'm sort of going to go for that red. But if the white's here, or the red don't go over the hole, I'm actually in a bit of a pickle there. There's not much I can do. Obviously that red's near the hole. You're always going to knock reds over the hole. So again, I've been lucky to leave that. They can play the screw shot, but not too bad. Easily, they'd normally cover that. So he might be right again. He might be annoyingly right. Two more goes. So this time I'm going to go nearer the yellow. So it's quite close. So this is really going into it. I don't think he plays it like this. I'm not sure. I think he goes about there, doesn't he, in the middle. So we're going to try it from here. I can't imagine that this is going to get past that red. There might be a red flick out there. We'll see, we'll see. But I'm going to hit that third red again. And then we'll see what happens with the white. So this is... I mean, look at that, it's pretty good again. Like, yeah, I mean, I've knocked a red over there. If that goes a bit over there, I can play a shot, excuse me, and back up the table, but I can't. And again, like, I think he's found one here. I mean, I can't do anything. I've got a safety shot, but it's not an easy safety shot. I haven't got quite behind the green, but again, I've caused all that congestion there. Obviously, I can glance off here, come back up here, but I'm doing my best to not cannon these on the way back. yeah, I mean, that's not a bad situation again. So I'm gonna have one more go, but I think we're gonna have to give it him. I think he's plucked a good shot out here. He's gonna be so annoying. Right then, so I'm going to go really close to the yellow now just to see what happens. Now, like I was saying before, this table's not brand spanking new, so with those tables that we play on in the tournaments, brand new balls, brand new cloth, they do play very slippy, so they do react slightly differently. But this is not bad, so it's not that far away. On your club table, it's going to play different. But I'm going to try from here. I don't think he plays it from there. I think he plays it from around there. And let's try it from here just to see. And I've caught them all right. A lot of it, that third red there. And that is good again. That's really good again. I mean, I've got a safety shot there, fine shot. But I've got one dead straight there, I can't do it that. I drop it in maybe for the black, but I mean, it's smelly. Yeah. Shaun, I think you might have done it here. I really do. I'm going to try one more go from, I think, the position he puts it there, just for the perfect one. But and again, you'll see it from that angle there, what the white's doing. Let's have another go. Right, so that's one. This is, right, so we've played it from all different positions there and it's never gone that bad. So we're going to try and play from, I think, what is probably the best spot. I think about there on this table where this is playing, I think this is about the best. But again, I'm going to play that third red down, lots of side. And let's see if we can catch it perfect. Well, that's probably gone as bad as it's gone, that one. I've hit that pretty where I want to hit there. Again, you're always running that risk. I don't know what the stats were when he was doing it, so I'm sure somebody looked at the stats and whether it went well or didn't go so well. That's the first time I've left a shot to nothing. So out of those 6 attempts, it's the first time I've left a shot where you can cut back to ball. That's the thing you're trying to avoid on the knot, you know, the sort of traditional break off. Again, I'm sure more players might adopt it, you know, I really do believe that, because I think, again, Shaun, I think you might be right. But the question is, am I going to try it next season? We shall see. So there you go. Now, obviously tables are going to play slightly different, which will have an impact in how that shot works, but I've got to give it you, Shaun. I think you may have found something there. Now, for me, as a player wanting to, shall I try it, I've got to practice it. I've got to practice it on a new cloth. I would have to do that because obviously I need to know exactly how to play it, because I might look a bit foolish if I go straight in off or don't quite catch it. But from what I've seen, and I haven't looked completely at the stats, but it's no worse. And I think the positives about it is the fact that you can really put your opponent in a lot of trouble. I think the other break off, it's hard to really put your opponent in bang trouble because you're not moving that many reds, so it's easy to find a hiding spot. I feel like with this, if this goes well, they can't play a shot. you know, they can't not leave you a pot. So, but again, it's a risk reward thing, isn't it? But no, it's a really quite interesting shot that he's plucked out here. I'd like to have a chat with him. I might have a chat with you, Shaun, about why you thought about this and what made you think about it. But no, it's a really good shot. So have a crack, comment below. See you soon.